Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, your mind racing with thoughts you just can't seem to control? Maybe you're worrying about your future, your job, your family, or perhaps replaying past mistakes over and over. The more you think, the heavier your heart feels, right? Well, you're not alone. This is a story about that exact feeling, and it might just be the thing you need to hear to calm your own mind. Let's talk about a young man named Daniel. For Daniel, worrying wasn't just an occasional thing. It was a constant companion. Every single morning, he would wake up already burdened by a storm of what-ifs. What if I fail this project? What if people don't like me? What if something terrible happens tomorrow? His mind was a battlefield, never quiet, never at peace. He desperately craved a moment of silence, a little bit of calm, but he had no idea how to find it. He felt trapped in a cycle of anxiety, a prisoner in his own head. This constant state of worry was exhausting. It drained his energy, stole his joy, and made even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. The future seemed like a giant, scary monster, and the past was a collection of regrets he couldn't let go of. Have you ever felt that way? Like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and you're just so tired? Daniel knew he couldn't go on like this. He needed a change, a way to break free. One sunny afternoon, feeling particularly overwhelmed, Daniel decided to seek out an old, wise monk who was known for his calm demeanor. The monk lived in a small, peaceful monastery by a gently flowing river. Daniel hoped that this man, who seemed so serene, might hold the secret to quieting his mind. He found the monk meditating in a beautiful garden, surrounded by the gentle sounds of nature. Taking a deep breath, Daniel approached him. "Sir," Daniel began, his voice trembling slightly, "I need your help. My mind never stops worrying. It's like a storm that never ends. I am so tired of feeling scared and anxious about things that I can't even change." He poured out his heart, describing the constant noise, the fear, and the heavy weight he carried every single day. The monk listened patiently, his eyes kind and understanding. He didn't interrupt. He just let Daniel speak, offering a silent space for him to share his burden. When Daniel finished, the monk didn't offer a complicated lecture or a list of rules. Instead, he simply smiled a gentle, knowing smile. He stood up, went to a small well, and returned with a simple clay cup filled to the brim with water. He handed it to Daniel and said, "I want you to do something for me. Take this cup and walk around the entire garden. Your only task is to be very careful. Do not let a single drop of water fall." Daniel was a bit confused. How would walking with a cup of water solve his problems? But he was desperate, so he agreed. He took the cup, his hands steady, and began his walk. His eyes were glued to the surface of the water, watching its every ripple and sway. He walked slowly, deliberately, focusing all his concentration on that one simple task. Don't spill the water. The path twisted through vibrant flower beds and under the shade of ancient trees, but Daniel saw none of it. He navigated the entire garden with intense focus. His mind, which was usually filled with 1,000 worries, was now occupied by just one thought: keep the water in the cup. After what felt like a long time, he finally returned to the monk, proud and relieved. He held out the cup, still full to the brim. "I did it," he said. "Not a single drop was spilled." The monk smiled warmly, his eyes twinkling. "That's wonderful, Daniel," the monk said. "But tell me something. While you were walking, did you notice the fragrant jasmine flowers by the wall? Did you see the colorful butterflies fluttering from bloom to bloom? Did you hear the cheerful songs of the birds in the trees, or feel the gentle breeze on your skin?" Daniel paused. He replayed his walk in his mind, and he realized he hadn't noticed any of those things. He looked down, a little ashamed. "No," he admitted quietly. "I didn't. I was so focused on not spilling the water that I didn't see or hear anything else." The monk nodded, his expression full of compassion. "That cup," he explained, "is like your worries. When you hold on to them tightly, focusing all your energy on keeping them contained, you miss the incredible beauty of life that is happening all around you, right here, right now." The monk then took the cup from Daniel's hands. He walked over to a patch of thirsty-looking soil at the base of a young tree, and with a simple, graceful movement, he poured all the water out, letting it soak into the earth and nourish the plant's roots. He turned back to Daniel and said, "You see, let your worries go. You cannot carry them forever. It's exhausting. But when you consciously decide to pour them out, you do two things. You nourish something new, and you make space. You make space in your mind and your heart for peace to enter." In that moment, something clicked inside Daniel. It was so simple yet so profound. He closed his eyes and took a deep, deliberate breath, just as he had seen the monk do. He imagined all his worries, the what-ifs, the regrets, the fears, as water in a cup. And in his mind's eye, he poured them out onto the ground. As he exhaled, he felt a lightness he hadn't experienced in years. For the first time, his mind was quiet, truly quiet. The storm had passed. From that day forward, Daniel's life began to change. The worries didn't just vanish forever, of course. They would still try to creep back in. But now, he had a tool. Whenever he felt that familiar knot of anxiety tightening in his stomach, he would remember the monk and the cup of water. He would pause, take a breath, and consciously choose to focus on the present moment. The feeling of the sun on his skin, the taste of his tea, the sound of a friend's laughter. He learned to focus on what he could do now, not what might happen later. Slowly but surely, his heart became light again. He started noticing the beauty he had missed for so long. He reconnected with his friends, found joy in his work, and slept peacefully at night. He understood that you can't stop the storms of the world from happening, but you can learn to stop your own mind from spinning out of control with them. Peace isn't the absence of problems. It's the ability to let go of the things you cannot control. And that peace begins the moment you decide that your worries will no longer be the center of your universe. So, the next time you find yourself holding a cup full of worries, remember Daniel's story. Remember you have a choice. You can either spend all your energy trying not to spill a single drop and miss out on your own life, or you can find a quiet patch of earth, pour it out, and make room for peace. Let go. Breathe. Be present. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I truly hope this story brought a little bit of calm to your mind. If you enjoyed it and want to hear more simple stories with powerful lessons, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining our community. We're all here to learn, relax, and grow together. See you in the next video.